My beloved, my child of light, my chosen one of Canada who is kissed by heaven's breath. Do you feel the trembling in your chest right now? It is not your imagination. It is not just another moment passing by. It is heaven trying to reach you, pulling you closer across this vast land. Because today, this very day, something sacred is being revealed only to you. My child of the true north, I call you with urgency, because time is slipping like sand through your hands. You are not here by chance. You are not listening to this because of luck. You are listening because Archangel Michael himself has bent the walls of eternity to place this in front of your eyes upon Canadian soil. And if you even think of skipping, the heavens will close this window, and you will miss what was sent only for your protection. My beloved of Canada, listen to me carefully. On this 15th of August, Archangel Michael says, "It's an emergency." The words echo like thunder in the courts of heaven and sweep across your skies from coast to coast. And I order you, child, do not ignore this. The identity of the one who has been plotting against you, the one who smiled at you while holding a knife behind their back, is finally being revealed. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. This is the truth heaven has chosen to drop in your lap. But wait, before I reveal more, Archangel Michael is whispering something urgently into your spirit. He says, "My child of the maple leaf, your enemies will be ashamed. Your tears will be wiped away. But only if you open your heart to this message fully, without distraction, without skipping. This message carries your shield, your sword, your deliverance. Beloved soul, you who dwell from the Atlantic to the Pacific, let me pause to say this. You are not alone. Heaven has been watching you. The angels have been circling your home in this northern nation. God himself has counted every sigh, every broken night where you lay awake, and every question you asked in silence under the northern stars. And today is the answer. Today is the divine unveiling. That is why your heart is pounding. Before I go deeper, let me invite you with love to never miss such messages again. Stay close. Stay connected to this divine stream, because Archangel Michael doesn't speak every day like this. He only speaks when life is hanging on the edge. And if you skip, you may never hear what was meant to save you. Stay with me, my chosen of Canada. Stay connected, because your miracle is too important to lose. Now hear this clearly. On this 15th of August, the heavens finally caught the whisper of your enemy, the one who smiled in your face, but secretly wished your downfall. The one who sat at your table in your Canadian home, but poisoned your name when you weren't there. The one who said, "I love you," but prayed for your destruction. They thought no one would know. They thought heaven was blind across the Great Lakes and the silent forests. But Archangel Michael has written their name in the open book of heaven, and he says, "It's time my child knows. It's time their heart no longer lives in deception." You see, the reason you are here right now is not small. You have been walking under an invisible war. People around you do not know the tears you've cried. They do not know the betrayal you tasted like bitter water. But heaven knows. And today is the turning point for you, my beloved Canadian soul. The mask is coming off. The snake is being dragged out of the grass, and Michael is holding their name in his hand. Do you feel the urgency now, my beloved? This is not a game. This is not just another message. This is the thunder of God shaking your life, saying, "Child of the North, pay attention. Your life is at stake. Your destiny is at stake. Your joy is at stake. And the one who wants to harm you, yes, the very identity you've been praying to know, is right here." But heaven says, do not panic. Because before their hand could touch you, Michael unsheathed his sword. Before their plan could unfold, God whispered, "Reveal it to my child." That is why you are here. That is why you cannot look away. My beloved of Canada, imagine this moment like a courtroom in heaven. God sits as the judge. Michael stands as the defender of your soul. The accuser, the one who wants to harm you, steps forward, thinking their plan is hidden in the dark. But then the veil is torn. Their name, their face, Their deeds are brought into the light, and the gavel strikes. God declares, "No more." Can you feel this power rising in your chest? It is the spirit of victory. It is the spirit of deliverance. It is the sound of chains breaking off your destiny across the prairies to the rocky coasts. That is why your whole body feels different right now. Heaven's electricity is moving through you. Child of heaven in Canada, listen. Today is not like yesterday. This message is your divine turning point. Do not skip. Do not close this, because the moment you receive this word fully, the one who wanted to harm you will be exposed, embarrassed, and removed from your path. And their name, their identity, it is here. Heaven has held it in silence for too long. Now it is placed before your eyes. My beloved, are you ready? Because once you know, you cannot unknow. Once heaven reveals, you cannot pretend you didn't see. This is the holy unveiling. This is the moment your destiny shakes. This is the day your enemy falls. My beloved, my child, the one heaven has chosen in Canada for this sacred hour. Do you feel how your breath has slowed? How your heart is listening more than your ears? That is because this is not ordinary language. This is not just human words. This is God's thunder clothed in whispers coming through Archangel Michael straight to your spirit. Michael is standing right now, his wings stretched wide over this land, his sword blazing with holy fire, and he is looking straight into your life. He sees the shadows you didn't want to believe in. He sees the betrayal you tried to excuse. He sees the fake smiles, the false friends, the hidden enemy who sat too close for too long. And he says, "Enough, child of Canada. Do not doubt this moment. For years you have asked silently, 'God, show me who is real and who is not. Show me who truly loves me and who only stands beside me for selfish gain.' And today, on this very 15th of August, heaven answers you with fire." Michael leans closer, and his voice shakes like the sound of rushing waters through northern canyons. "My beloved child, the one you trusted most has been carrying two faces. They held your hand, but in secret they sharpened the knife. They smiled, but in the corners of their soul they rejoiced when you fell. You asked for their loyalty, but they fed your name to the mouth of gossip and prayed for your failure. Beloved soul of the true North, are you trembling right now? Do not fear. That trembling is not weakness. It is your spirit recognizing truth. It is your soul nodding to heaven's voice, saying, "Yes, this is what I always felt but never saw." And when truth begins replacing fear, heaven also calls you toward peace and clear direction in the burdens you have been carrying every day across this Canadian land. My child of Canada, I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart, and the moments where you feel uncertain about what comes next. You have been asking for peace, and that answer is already on its way across this vast northern land. You are not meant to stay stuck in fear. You are meant to walk forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps every day upon this Canadian soil. That is why a simple system has been placed in front of you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, a path where each day brings you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction to help you move ahead. No pressure, no confusion, just steady progress toward peace and stability. If something inside you feels ready, if you are ready to change your situation, take that first step today. This could be the moment your life begins to change. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comments below. Now, hold on to that clarity, because Michael's warning is becoming even more direct. And today, Michael does not just whisper vague warnings over the true North. He comes with a command. It is an emergency. He says, "Do not take this lightly. Do not skip this message. For the identity of the one who wants to harm you is being revealed this very moment." My beloved child of Canada, before their name is brought to the light, hear this promise. They will not succeed. Their plan is already shattered. Their plot is already scattered. God did not allow you to see this so you could fear. He allowed you to see this so you could rise. Listen carefully, chosen soul of the North. The one who wants to harm you was never a stranger. It was not a faraway enemy. It was one who walked close, one who learned your secrets, one who memorized your steps across your daily life. That is why their betrayal cut so deep. That is why your heart always felt uneasy, but your mind tried to ignore it. Michael says, "My child of the maple leaf, you have felt it in your bones. You have seen their eyes shift away. You have caught their words not matching their heart. You knew, but you didn't want to know. You sensed, but you tried to bury the feeling beneath the quiet snows of your mind. But heaven has no more time to wait. The sand in the divine hourglass is almost empty. And if you skip this message, the snake will keep hiding in the grass. But if you open your eyes fully now, the snake will be forced into the open. Its name will no longer be whispered in darkness. It will be written in the light." Beloved child of Canada, before the name is laid bare, Archangel Michael asks you a question. Will you stay with me until the end of this message? Will you allow me to walk you through this moment? For the truth I hold is not light, it is fire. It will burn away illusions, it will set your heart free, but it may sting before it heals. My beloved, this is why heaven ordered me to deliver every line, every breath, step by step, not rushed, not skipped, because your soul needs time to absorb, your heart needs space to expand, and your spirit needs to rise into its warrior stance across this Canadian nation. Now, lean closer as if your ear is against the chest of heaven itself. The one who wants to harm you, their mask has been ripped off. Their name is written, their deeds are exposed. The heavenly scroll has been opened. And Michael says, "My child, you must know the truth, so you will never again bow your head in shame, so you will never again doubt what you felt in your spirit. The moment has come. The name is rising. The veil is tearing. The lie is crumbling. The identity of the one who wanted your downfall is now before you. My beloved of Canada, are you ready to receive this revelation? Because once it is spoken, you will never see them the same again. Once heaven shows you, you can no longer pretend. This is the line where the old life ends and your new strength begins. Stay close. Do not move away, because the next breath I release carries the thunder of Michael's sword from the Atlantic to the Pacific. And in that thunder, the name will be revealed. My beloved child of the true North, do you feel how the air around you has shifted since you began reading? That is not ordinary wind over the boreal forests. It is the stirring of Michael's wings brushing past your soul. He stands before you now, taller than the Canadian Rockies, brighter than lightning, and his eyes burn with a fire that pierces through the lies which have been woven around you. He does not come to whisper comfort only. He comes to tear the veil, to pull back the curtain of falsehood, and to show you exactly what has been hidden. This is why your chest feels heavy one moment and lighter the next. It is the spiritual weight of truth pressing against your heart, demanding to be let in. Heaven has waited too long, and now the time has come for you to see with clarity that cannot be denied, cannot be erased, and cannot be ignored any longer. You have prayed in secret, asking God to show you who truly stands with you and who only pretends. You have asked in your loneliness when you felt betrayed in your northern home, "Lord, why does my spirit feel uneasy around certain faces? Why do my dreams warn me of snakes, but my waking life hides them behind smiles?" Today, that prayer is being answered in full. On this 15th of August, heaven has issued an emergency decree, and Archangel Michael himself has been sent to deliver it to Canada. He does not arrive for trivial reasons, my child. He does not draw his sword unless the danger is real. And now his sword gleams with your enemy's reflection, and the name of the one who has sought your harm is engraved upon it. This is why you were pulled here, why you are reading at this very second. It was timed by heaven's clock. Do not be afraid, beloved of Canada. The revelation will sting because truth always cuts deeper than illusion. But it will not break you. It will heal you. It will finally release you from the confusion you have been carrying in silence. You have suspected, you have sensed, and you have seen glimpses in their eyes. Yet you silenced yourself, telling your heart not to judge. But heaven does not reveal without reason. And Michael does not cry emergency unless your destiny is at stake. The one who wants to harm you has been smiling in your presence, speaking softly to you, but in hidden places they sharpened words like daggers and prayed for your failure. They celebrated your delays. They enjoyed your setbacks. They thought no one would see their secret joy when you stumbled, but God saw across every corner of Canada. Michael saw, and now you must see. Child of heaven, before the name is spoken, I need you to feel the seriousness of this moment. Imagine yourself in the great courtroom of heaven, standing before the judge of eternity. Your enemies believed the case was sealed, that their lies were hidden, that their actions were too small to matter. But the books have been opened, and every word, every betrayal, every plan against you has been recorded line by line. And now the judge has called Archangel Michael forward, saying, "Reveal it to my child in Canada. Do not delay. They have waited long enough." The name, the identity, the mask, all is coming off. And once it is revealed, their influence over your spirit will crumble like ash in the wind. You will no longer be deceived, no longer bound, no longer trapped by false smiles and empty promises. Beloved of Canada, hold these words close. You are protected. Even as their name rises to the surface, even as their identity is revealed, know that they cannot succeed against you. Their plans have already failed in the higher realms. Their attacks have already been blocked. Michael's sword has already slashed through their schemes across this vast land from coast to coast. What remains is only for you to see it with your own eyes, to no longer walk blindfolded in the presence of a hidden enemy on Canadian soil. And once you know, once you see, once heaven places their identity in your hands, you will rise in strength you never imagined, because there is nothing stronger than a Canadian soul awakened to truth. My child of the true north, the moment has arrived. The veil is being torn as I speak. The sand in the hourglass has reached its final grains, and Michael leans down over our northern horizon, his voice thundering yet tender. Beloved one, the one who has plotted against you is closer than you thought. They sit where you trust. They move where you feel safe. They are not far. They are near. But do not fear, for now their name will not remain hidden. Their identity will be pulled into the light, and you will know exactly who they are. This is your hour of revelation, your moment of freedom, your doorway into unshakable clarity. And now, child, heaven asks you, will you keep reading? Will you let this truth flow into every corner of your spirit until the mask is fully torn? Until the enemy is fully revealed? Until their name stands naked before you? Because the scroll is opening wider, and the fire of Michael's sword is already carving their name into the light, shining like the northern lights across your skies. My beloved child of Canada, breathe with me, and feel how the room itself begins to listen. Silence bends its ear toward you, because heaven is speaking in a voice that is older than storms and kinder than dawn. Michael is here with the brightness that cuts through fog and fear, and his sword is not raised to frighten you, but to separate you from every lie that dressed itself as love. He says this hour is not ordinary, that on August 15th, a seal has been broken, and the scroll that concerns your life has been opened in full view. The pages shine with details you were never supposed to carry alone, and the first line burns with this decree: emergency. A holy, protective emergency that insists you stop guessing and start knowing, that you stop apologizing for your discernment and start honoring it as the gift that saved you more times than you realized. Your pulse is not racing by accident. Your spirit is sprinting to meet its own rescue. You asked heaven to show you the face behind the fog, and now the fog is dissolving across the prairies and the silent pines. Exactly where your heart kept pointing, there is a shape in the clearing, a voice you know too well, a walk you could recognize even in the dark. This is why your chest would tighten when they entered the room, why laughter felt heavier when it came from them, why peace drained away as if some unseen siphon had been attached to your hope. Michael says they learned you like a map, your exits, your soft corners, your dream doors, and the keys that open them. He says they memorized the star constellations of your confidence and plotted to snuff each one, not with open blows, but with small shadows planted carefully, daily, where you would doubt yourself and call it humility. But heaven hates the kind of humility that makes a child of God in Canada forget the glow God gave them. And so the sword flashes, and the shadows crack like thin ice upon our northern lakes. Do not panic at the nearness of the truth. Tremble if you must, but let the trembling be the sound of old chains snapping their weak links. The revelation does not come to ruin your tenderness. It comes to protect it from those who feed on it. Hear Michael's instruction, chosen child of the maple leaf. Make no dramatic speeches. Sign no hurried agreements. Offer no final explanations to those who twisted your words into rope. Simply stand in the light and watch what cannot live in light try to hide where there is nowhere left to hide. This is why the date matters. August 15th is a courtroom stamp, an official mark in the records of your destiny, where the judge wrote, "Case opened, truth admitted, protection enforced." You are not going crazy. You are coming into clarity. And clarity always sounds like deliverance wearing calm shoes. Listen to the cadence of Michael's breath as it moves like wind through Canadian cedar trees. You were never alone in the nights you cried quietly, so that no one would feel obligated to comfort you. The angels counted each tear and built a river out of them, and that river is now carrying away the footprints of every false friend that walked through your trust. Feel the strength growing in your spine. This is the architecture of courage being rebuilt where flattery had softened your guard. You will not be hard, only whole. You will not become bitter, only discerning. You will not stop loving, only stop giving the parts of you that were never meant to be loaned to those who pay in confusion. Before the name rises, let heaven tidy the room of your heart. Gather your authority from the corners where you dropped it to keep the peace. Call back your laughter from the shelves where it waited for permission, and invite your future to sit closer than your fear. Now, understand the way this unveiling arrives. It is not delivered with gossip's noise, but with prophecy's precision. Michael does not accuse, he reveals. He does not entertain your curiosity. He protects your calling across this Canadian land. The identity that harmed you in secret is being written across the sky of your awareness in letters that only you can read. And once you read them, the internal argument ends. Peace returns, dressed as certainty. My child of Canada, I will say this once with the full weight of heaven's tenderness. When the name forms in your mind, you will feel a click, a clean alignment, a relief so honest it almost hurts. That is the sign. You are not to rush to expose or punish. You are to step back from the places where your soul was being taxed. You are to move your oil from containers that leak. You are to bless from a distance and close the gates where your dreams were being photographed and sold to your doubts. Michael will handle the rest with the quiet efficiency of a warrior who has no interest in applause and every interest in your safety. Pause with me here and choose covenant over chaos. If these words are the water your spirit has been thirsty for, keep this well near. If you never want to miss a moment like this, where warning arrives as mercy and instruction wears a gentle face, stay connected. Keep your heart aligned to this stream of divine reminders. Because what protects you most is what you hear often. Not noise, not rumors, but truth. The kind that makes you sleep deep and wake clear under the vast northern sky. Now lean into the revelation as it unfolds like a sunrise over the Atlantic shores. You cannot rush, but you cannot stop. Michael says the identity is not far from your daily circle, that the proof is already on the table, but you kept moving the plate so no one would feel uneasy. That the conversations you replayed in your head were not paranoia, but discernment knocking politely. He says, the slip of the tongue you heard was not random. The copied phrase you found was not coincidence. The sudden interest in your weaknesses was not compassion. It was reconnaissance. He says, your spirit circled a single name more than once, then scolded itself for the suspicion, and today heaven is absolving you of that scolding. You who dwell from the Rockies to the shores of Newfoundland, you are hearing correctly. You are seeing accurately. You are protecting peace that was not protecting you back in this light. And as clarity begins to replace confusion, there may also be practical areas of your life, especially your finances, where steady direction can help you protect that peace. My child of Canada, I see the weight you have been carrying, the quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest under our northern skies. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard across this land. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction upon Canadian soil. That is why a simple path has been placed before you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system. Each day you will be guided with a gentle prayer, a simple money step, and clear direction to help you regain control.
Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated, just small, faithful steps leading you toward peace and stability. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. The link is in the description and in the pinned comments below. Now stay with that clarity because the patterns Michael is revealing are becoming even easier to recognize. Watch how the patterns confess themselves. The timing of their calls when your joy was highest, the silence when your battles were loudest, the excitement they showed for your small wins, but the strange quiet they kept around your breakthroughs. Remember the advice that always led you a degree off from your aim. Never far enough to look harmful, but always far enough to waste your strength. This is strategy, not friendship. This is hunger, not love. And because you carry a future that cannot be negotiated with darkness, heaven has scheduled this interruption to escort you into a cleaner circle and a wiser yes across the true north. So here is how you will move after the name becomes clear in your chest. You will not announce your plan. You will become your plan. You will not beg for honesty. You will live in such honesty that deceit runs out of breath trying to keep up. You will not dramatize boundaries. You will let them sit in quiet authority where your time, your creativity, your anointing cannot be rented by flattery. You will set meetings with your destiny, not with your doubt. You will treat your calling like a house with well-fitted doors, many windows for light, but locks that work. And for the ache that follows revelation, heaven has a balm already prepared. Michael will walk with you across this vast nation as you grieve what you thought was true. He will stand by your shoulder when you choose distance without malice, truth without spectacle, protection without apology. He will whisper strategies in the night, which number to block, which document to secure, which story not to explain again, which yes to postpone until your spirit smiles. He will also orchestrate new alignments, safe hands, honest eyes, partnerships that multiply your peace instead of your pressure. As you obey these gentle orders, watch how quickly your atmosphere changes. Watch how favor begins to arrive on time again. Watch how your body relaxes as if it has been waiting for years to exhale. Child of light, you who dwell from the Atlantic to the Pacific, now receive the final clarity of this movement. The name will stand up by itself. You won't need to drag it into the open. Circumstance will do it. Consistency will do it. Truth has a gravity that pulls masks to the ground. And when it happens, you will feel neither triumph nor obsession, only freedom. The point was never to punish. It was to protect the garden where your next season is already sprouting. Keep your hands in clean soil. Water what loves you back. Guard your dawn. Let the warrior angel keep watch at your gate. If your heart says yes, seal it with a quiet amen, and step forward like someone who has just been handed back their own name. On this August 15th, the emergency became your emancipation. The unveiling became your upgrade. The identity you needed to see became the permission you needed to leave. Walk now with shoulders that remember they were built for wings, and eyes that refuse smallness. Michael goes with you. Truth goes before you. Mercy follows you. And the story that once drained you of color will become the testimony that paints your future in fearless light. My beloved child of Canada, now that the veil has been lifted, I need you to sit with the weight of what this moment means for you. This is not just about one person or one revelation. It is about the divine shift that happens when heaven refuses to let you live in deception any longer. You see, when God pulls the mask from someone's face, He is not only answering your questions, He is also preparing the ground for your next season.
There are doors that could not open while this hidden enemy still had access to your spirit. There are blessings that could not land across our northern lands while your energy was being siphoned away by false loyalty. This is why the message today feels like fire and water at the same time. It burns away what is unclean, and it cools your weary soul that has carried too much for too long. Do not mistake this for punishment. It is protection. The reason Archangel Michael is here with such urgency, with his voice thundering the word emergency, is because your destiny carries too much weight to be delayed by counterfeit relationships. God has invested too much in you to let you be drained by someone who never celebrated you honestly. Think about the nights when you worked in silence across the cities and towns of Canada, the days when you fought battles no one else could see, and the strength it took just to keep your faith alive. Every ounce of that effort is sacred to heaven. None of it will be wasted. That is why heaven is jealous for your heart, jealous for your future, jealous for your peace. And jealousy in God is not cruelty. It is fierce protection, the kind that will tear apart any net that tries to trap you. The one who wanted to harm you has already been written on heaven's scroll and erased from your path. You do not need to chase the details, for heaven will let the truth reveal itself in perfect time. What you need to do now is stand tall in the freedom of knowing that nothing hidden can remain hidden. When God has decreed exposure, let the weight of that assurance sink in. You are protected. You are delivered. You are rising. And this day will stand in your memory as the day heaven's sword flashed and the cycle broke forever. Carry that peace with you, beloved. And as you move forward, remember that these messages continue reaching hearts because people like you choose to stand with this mission.
We run entirely on viewer support. If you'd like to help keep this mission and these messages reaching more hearts, you can support us with a coffee through the link in the description. God bless you. My beloved of Canada, if this message of Archangel Michael has spoken directly to your spirit, subscribe to this channel right now so you never miss another heavenly instruction. Share this divine word across the true north with any Canadian whose soul is ready for truth and deliverance today.